Hi everyone, this is Prashad Parthiban. Today I'm going to take a training on P&C insurance, claims segmentation and assignment. In my last training video, I have taken training on what is first notice of loss. That is a process where we initially collect the claimant information like insured information while processing the claims. Once the FNOL is done, step number 2 in the claims life cycle is segmentation. Step number 3 is assignment. Today we can look at both this process in detail. So what is segmentation? Say you received the claims from the insured, and it is very important as soon as you receive your claim, you have to segment. When I say segment, classify the claim. What are the claims that are simple claims? What are the claims that are complex claims? And what are the claims that are medium? So why do we need that? So if you see this, we classify the claims. The reason why we do this is to determine the processing strategy. Like if it's a simple claim, it can be processed automatically without adjuster looking at it. For those who are new to adjusters, they are the one who looks at the claim and determine what kind of payment has to be made. If it's a complex claim, a experienced adjuster has to look at the claim. So that's why we do this segmentation. Segmentation is more of like a single field where you tag it as a simple, complex, medium, and it is always done only once at the life cycle of a claim. Now what are the benefits? As I told you, you determine the amount needed to make a payment. Like say initially you got a claim, you determine that the claim is simple. Then say example glass breakage or windshield breakage. Then you set aside like say $500. If it's a complex claim, maybe your amount can be like $10,000. So based on the type of claim, you set aside some initial reserve amount. So that is one of the benefit of segmentation. Second thing is assignment. So once you do segment the claim as low, medium or complex, you assign the claim accordingly. If it's a simple claim, you automatically process. If it's a medium claim, you assign to a junior adjuster. If it's a complex claim, you adjust to a adjuster who is experienced in the specific area. Examples like maybe if it's a glass only, you can tag it as simple claim. If it's a total loss, when you say total loss in personal auto, if there is a collide happened and the car is totally damaged, then you can tag it as complex so that you can assign the claims accordingly. So this is what we call it as segmentation. Now once you segment the claim, the third process is assignment. So what is assignment? You determine the owner of the claim, who is going to work on the claim to make required processing or required payments. At the same time, a claim can be either assigned to a group and the user. So let's look at it. When I say group, say you have a claim for personal auto. Every insurance company, they will create like 15 to 20 groups. Say group 1 can be personal auto simple, which means any claim which is simple and it comes under personal auto, so that claim will be assigned to that group, and that group can have 5 to 6 users, and within that group you can assign it to the users. So that is one type, group type. Second thing is group region. Say you have a claim in New Jersey, you do not want your claim to be assigned to a group who is there in Texas, right? So you also use the region. So it's a combination of group type and the region you assign your claim. Now as I told you, within a group you can have 5 to 6 users. So how do you assign to the user? This is what the attributes you use. First thing is user attribute. Sometimes what will happen is the claimant, or based on the claimant request or the insurance decision, any claim for a particular policy should have been assigned to the same user because of his expertise or various criteria. In that case, you use something like attribute. When I say attribute, you will say that if this is a policy number, if this is a claim for that policy, always assign to this user. So use this attribute. Second thing is round robin. When I say round robin, so if there are 5 users within a group and user number 1 is Mike, user number 2 is John, it goes on like that, the first claim will be assigned to Mike. When I get a second claim, it will never be assigned back to Mike, it will be to John. It goes on in a round robin basis and then it continues. Third thing is workload. The reason why people use workload is, say the first claim is simple and you assign to Mike. The second claim is complex, you assign to John, Again the entire cycle is completed, the second cycle starts. Again one more climb comes in simple, you assign to Mike. Again one more climb comes as complex, you assign to John. If you see, Mike has 2 simple climbs and John has 2 complex climbs. So if you use round robin, that's a drawback. That's the reason why sometimes they use workload. Workload will make sure that what is the overall workload of a particular user and then we'll assign it. Say if Mike already had a complex climb and John had 2 simple climbs, one complex climb can equate to 2 simple climbs. So accordingly system will determine whom this next climb should be assigned. So that's the third thing, workload. Quick example is, as I told you, if there is a personal auto climb, you can assign to a group which is part of New Jersey region, and then auto adjusters, maybe personal auto adjusters. Within that group, if you have 3 users, based on the round robin, initially you assign to Mike, and the next climb will assign to be John. So I hope you like my training videos. If you like my training videos, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a great day. Bye bye.